recording, and I'm going to share my screen. So today on the senior seminar is day 4. Thank you for joining us for day 4. Go to the actual list today. The past 3 days, we've been working on just doing some introductions about college. We've been doing some introductions about the Common App. And we're gonna be talking about knowing the tools part 2. The agenda for today is an icebreaker. Then it's gonna be an assignment check-in. Then we're gonna do talk about a little bit about College Board at Naviance. We're gonna create a college list, and then we're going to talk about the final project for the senior seminar. And I will get into details about that when we're ready. So the energizer for today is share one movie or TV show that brings you joy. So like, what's your favorite show of all time? Your favorite movie of all time? But what is your favorite TV show or movie that brings you joy? One Piece, fire, you love it. And if you would like, you can either type it in the chat or you can unmute yourself. Fairy Tale, okay, that's another good one. I see the vibes. Seven Deadly Sins is fire too. I know a few animes here and there. Please feel free to unmute yourself or type in the chat. Dragon Ball GT, okay. That's an interesting choice, Fabian. Rashida, you don't have one? For real? Like, there's no movie or TV show that you love?
No, not really.
Now let me ask, do you watch a lot of movies and TV shows?
Not really.
Not really. How about music? You listen to music?
Of course.
So what's an album that brings you joy? How about that? Or a song? Or an artist?
Artists, I'd say SZA or Giveon.
Okay, Giveon. I love Giveon. And then you said SZA?
Yes.
Yeah, both fire choices. Kamaya, do you have a movie or TV show that brings you joy?
Sabrina the Witch.
Sabrina the Witch. Okay, that's a good one. For me, I'm a bit old school. I like my sitcoms. So probably my favorite show of all time is Community. I've watched it twice. I'm watching it again right now. So love that show. So now we're gonna go and look at the assignment check-in. Thank you for sharing a little bit about what you guys enjoy and what brings you joy. So we're gonna look at some of those questions that you had about the Common App. And again, if you are unable to find any of the assignments, let me know. Get out of the screen. So let's go back to the week 1 folder. And again, this Google Doc is gonna be where everything is posted. So assignment 1 is the why do I want to go to college essay, and Rashida and Fabian, you can do this as well. Once you give access to the Google Doc. Assignment 2 is we want to make sure that you are setting up your Common App account. So again, it's going to be in this folder. It's going to be assignment 2, create a Common App account using your personal information, post 2 to 3 questions. And for those that are unable to access this, please let me know. I will add you as soon as I can, but Julia is the only one that was finished this assignment for today. But why are there so many questions in each session? Do we really need to know all that information? The answer is yes. The Common App has all those questions on purpose. They want to make sure that you are filling out all the information that you can. And the reason why they have so many questions is so they can gather that information. So that's a really good question. Are there other apps or websites that you can use instead of the Common App? The answer is yes. There's actually an additional database that uses the same kind of technology that the Common App uses. I cannot remember the name right now, but once I find it, I can look it up. But then you can also use the university's website to apply. So if you wanted to, just make sure to apply using the university's website. You make a login, you put in the same information. But the Common App is just a little bit more streamlined. So that's why they use it more in terms of applying to schools. So for these two assignments, you just want to make sure that you finish them at least by the end of the week, or at the latest by Monday. Monday is a day off, so actually Tuesday. So just try to get assignments 1 done, assignment 2, and then we are going to talk about assignment 3 later on in the session. So today we are talking about College Board and Naviance. These two are really important tools, and they do a lot of different things. And again, they have the uses and they're really important in the college process. So who here has heard of either College Board or Naviance? And you can just say yes or no in the chat. I would hope everyone has heard about College Board and Naviance. So again, College Board, you use it for SATs, you use it for AP exams. You also use it for this thing called the CSS profile, which I'm going to talk about as we get into next week when we start, or the week after when we start talking about money. And then Naviance is a college organizer. You can use it to get recommendation letters. That's where your advisors and your counselors send their transcripts. And also they send scattergrams. So you can look at scattergrams, and I'm actually going to log into Naviance a little bit later just so that you can see what it looks like. But then at the middle, they both actually offer scholarships. Both you can use to create a college list, and then they both actually have a college organizer. Naviance is a little bit different, but they both do have access to a college organizer. So before we move into creating a college list, I am going to pull up College Board. So you should all know how to get to the website. Just type in College Board in Google. If you click this one, this is the main page. For all of you, I definitely recommend, if you can, using a username and password. You should have already made one if you took the PSATs. If you don't, if you forgot it, again, you can always click forgot username, forgot password. For here, this is the main reason why College Board is important. Again, you can use official SAT practice. You can sign up to take practice exams. If you need any help studying or preparing for AP exams, or even looking up what AP looks like, you do it here. But the biggest thing that I use College Board for is this piece right here that's called Big Future. And what it allows you to do is not only search for colleges, look for majors, think about different areas, but it also allows you to pay for college through scholarships. So they have different pages where you can access grants and scholarships. You can look at scholarship search. You can get yourself matched with different types of scholarships. All you do is put in your personal information, you put in the type of award, you put the academics, and then it will create a list for you. But today what I'm going to do is I'm going to find a college and I'm going to search for one. So if we go here, if we go to college search, I want you guys to help me kind of figure out what to do here. So choose a category to start exploring. So do you want to pick collocation, major, type, or campus life? And again, you can pick whichever one. So whoever says it first, we can do it by choose a college by location, major, type, or campus life. You can either type it in the chat or you can unmute yourself. Rashida, major, cool. So what do we want to study? And it can be anyone. And since Rashida picked major, I want somebody else to pick what do you want to study? And it can be anything. It doesn't have to be specific to you. It can just be anything in general. So what do you want to study? And it can be literally anything. So someone else, what area of study do you want to pick? And again, you can type it or you can unmute yourself. And all I need to do is type it in. Animation art, that would be kind of fire. Let me see. What I'll do is I'll go through each of these. So let's do business first. So we'll just do business administration management. We're also going to put in animation. We're also going to put in computer hardware engineering. And then it pulls up all the schools that has all of the access to these majors. So you have places like American College, Dublin, Ireland. You can do it by Philadelphia. You can do it in Stevens Institute. You can do it at Yale, Notre Dame. And if you see up here, you can also type it by location. So if we do it by location, we do states and territories. So let's go to, or let's just do distance from zip code. Let's do, 02125 for UMass Boston. And let's say we can do 200 miles. Let's show. So here's all the schools that are about 200 miles away that have one, if not all three of those majors. And they have a bunch in Massachusetts. They have some in New York. They have some in Connecticut. And there's even more colleges. So if you go down, keep going. Let's pick University of Vermont. Something random. So at a glance, it tells you all the details about the school. It tells you how much the graduation rate. It tells you 28,000 average financial aid package. If you click deadlines, it tells you when some of these deadlines are. They haven't put them up yet, but once they get them, you'll be able to do it. The majors, it'll tell you what percentage of students apply or do which major. It'll tell you student to faculty ratio. It'll tell you percent, all this like fancy numbers and stuff. And then also it'll tell you about campus life. So how many students are actually on campus, typically how many first-year students there are, which is this number, the second number. This is the total number, degree seeking undergrads, and then some other things. And it'll tell you the breakdown. So like the ethnicities of students, it'll tell you in-state, out-of-state, men, women. It'll also talk about housing. But College Board is a great tool for you to just do some research on schools. And it's a place that also allows you to have those access to not only scholarships, but also, AP exams and all that. So now we're gonna move into Naviance, just so I can show you. Log in. I'm actually gonna stop my share real quick so I can log in so you can see my password. That would not be fun. But does anyone have questions about College Board? Does anyone have questions about how to use it? Or any questions about any of those, the website? If not, I can keep moving forward. Let me share my screen. So here's Naviance. I got a little page on here. This is access to just the one for Madison Park. I just use that because it's an easy basis. So for Naviance, this is what it doesn't look like for all of you, but if I click this, this is what the Naviance page would look like for the student. So again, hello 12th graders. It'll have this main page. It'll have important tasks. But the main thing that I want you to focus on, at least when it comes to Naviance right now, is this colleges page. So first, it has all these tools and things to use. So it has colleges, home. So the main page of colleges, you can use that. And it'll tell you all these, finding your fit, which we're going to use a little bit later, researching colleges, looking up acceptance history, which is actually a pretty cool thing. So you can see how many students applied all years to 2020, how many students ended up going to the school. Cool little feature. If we go back, it says you apply into colleges. Colleges I'm applying to page, and then scholarships. And again, you can find scholarship lists through the school here. But what I wanted to focus on specifically is these two, so Supermatch and then Scattergrams. So let's do this. Let's do, give me a, nah, I don't want to do that. Let me see 02125. Let's just do cash, just because. Oh, this is not working. That's annoying. But anyways, Supermatch. So the way that this one works is it's similar to how the College Board one works. And again, you can choose it by location. So let's do location. So give me a state, give me a part of the United States that you would like to see a school in. Again, you can type in the chat or you can unmute yourself.
What was the question?
So give me like do you want to just keep, so, okay, let me ask this instead. Would you rather keep the space in Massachusetts or do you want to see another state? Do you want to look for schools in just Massachusetts or do you guys want to do a different state? This is a lot. All right, we'll just keep it in Massachusetts. Now, do we want it to be a large city, the school in a large city, small city, suburb near a large city, suburb near a small city, town or not near a city? And honestly, I'll probably just do these top three. So then when we close this out, it'll pull up all the schools that are in Massachusetts that have these three campus surroundings, and it'll tell you the fit score. So it'll be like 100%. If you go to the next pages, they might have lower percentages. So same thing, what we'll do now is academics. So we want a bachelor's. We want business. And we'll just do business general. Oh, we got this one. Okay, I guess it's not letting me pick it. Business, commerce, general, we want arts. Art, and then we'll do computer. Computer hardware engineer. And you can also do minors, but we're just going to leave it at that. So now these are all the schools that are in Massachusetts that have these three majors and have these specific campus surroundings. You have Bentley, you have Pine Manor, you have MIT, you have Regis, you have Worcester State. And then again, if you go down, it has fit scores that are a little bit lower. So you'll see like maybe it doesn't have the right location, maybe it doesn't have the right majors, but that's how this one works. And then you can do it also by admission. So you can put in your GPA, you can put in your SAT scores, you can put in the acceptance rate, you can put in, do they accept credits? For student life, you can also put in like different clubs and organizations. So if you wanted to be like in sports, if you wanted to join a fraternity, sorority, if you wanted to do the army, right? But then also you can add diversity. So like you can say diversity rate is 50%, 40%, men's college, women's college, male versus female percentages. But there's a lot of different features that you can put in, and the more specific you get, the better the list is going to be with schools that match your exact description. And then if you see here, we're just going to look at WPI or Worcester Polytechnic. So it's a 4-year private nonprofit. It's 100% fit score. So that means it has all the majors that are there. It has the clubs. It has the campus surroundings. They also tell you a little bit about the average GPA. And then also what you can do is use any of these pieces right here. So if you click on the virtual tour, it'll take you to their website. We're not going to go through that now because we have other things to do. But if you click on the page here, it'll take you to the page on Naviance. It'll give you all this like great information. It'll actually tell you upcoming events down here. And then if we actually click admissions, and we scroll down, there's a scattergram available down here. There's not enough data. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually just gonna go back to college's home so I can show you a scattergram, UMass Boston. Or I guess I look up just Boston. Possible Massachusetts wrong. Great. Goodness. All right, let's just do, we'll just do they don't have anything here either. Let's see. Let's do Dart. Okay. Now that I got the technical difficulties out of the way. So over here, the scattergram, this one doesn't have too much points, but it'll tell you like where students got in. So this is where a student got in. They have this SAT score, they have that GPA. And you can do it for your own schools on Naviance. So all of them will have it. All of your schools within Naviance will have access to these scattergrams, and you can actually see information about students in the past, and if they got in or didn't. And it'll have a little green check if they got in. It usually has a red X if you didn't. They also have waitlist and waitlist denied. They also have just, again, denied. And they'll actually tell you where you are if you put in your own personal information. So if I go back to here, so again, Naviance and College Board are really great tools to use. Make sure that you are able to have access to that. If you need to log into Naviance, you can log in through BPS Clever, and I'll actually type in what that looks like, BPS Clever, and then use that to log into your Naviance account. And then the next piece that I'm going to go into is just talking about creating a college list. So when looking into a college list, there are 5 main factors that you want to do, that you want to think about. The first is location. So that's the where piece. So how close to home do you want to be? Do you want to be in the same state? Do you want to be in a different state? Do you even want to be in a different country? Some students also think about going to school internationally. So you can always do that. Of course, academic. So like, does the school have your particular major? Do they have things that you want to study? Do they have professors that's going to be helpful for you? The size. So I think this is something that not many students really think about, but size is important when it comes to picking a college, just because some schools are really small, some schools might be mid-size, and some schools might be large. Schools on the small end range from about 2,000 to maybe 3,000, 2,000 to maybe 4,000 students. Mid-size, that range from about 5,000 to maybe 9,000. And then anything above 9,000 and up would typically be associated as a large school. One thing that I do recommend when it comes to picking the school based on size is actually visiting, if you can, to see what the area is like, to see what students are like. Of course, demographics, like who's on campus. So do schools have a diverse student population? Do they have diverse staff population? Are there going to be students who identify with what you identify with? And again, this is all stuff you can look up on either College Board or Naviance. And of course, finally, the price. Looking at how much a school might cost or how much financial aid they will be able to give you is something that is a determining factor for a lot of students. But don't let that deter you from picking your dream school. So these are 5 things that we want to think about when it comes to creating a college list and picking schools. So on your college list, I want you to just add 3 schools, or even just typing it out, or typing a note on your phone. But if you go back to, if you want to know how to add a school to your Naviance, I can go back. and show you how to add it. So let me pull it up. Let's go back to demo student. So I want to type in, let's just add like random schools, so like Boston. So I'll put UMass Boston. And now it's actually working for me, which is great. So if you type in the school, if you go down, you can see all the information. If we go to student life or admission, now it'll show you the scattergrams. And again, it's going to look different for all the schools. And if you want to add a school to your list, if you just type it and add to colleges I'm thinking about, it sends a little favor. So now if we go to home, colleges I'm thinking about, it'll have it right here and it'll tell you the deadline. But then if you go to colleges I'm applying to, if you wanted to add any schools, all you need to do is click this little plus, type in the school name, and then you just say regular decision, and then you add it in application. And you can also add and request a transcript from your guidance counselor. So that's the way to do it. And again, if you need, I'll show you once again after you log into Naviance. Just go to the home page, you click colleges I'm applying to, or colleges I'm thinking about. And you could search for a college, but I usually like to use colleges that I'm applying to. Click the little plus, type in the school name. So let's just do another Boston. Let's say Boston College. We'll do regular decision and say add application. And then there's this thing that says FERPA. You're gonna have to do that a little bit later, but we'll do it throughout the summer. And we'll come back to that. But that's how Naviance works. Any questions, any comments or concerns? I'm gonna give you maybe 5 minutes just to log into Naviance and see if you can add any schools to your list. And then I'll move into talking about the next piece of the lesson. So I'm gonna stop my screen share. I'm gonna allow you to log into your Naviance, and again, use the BPS Clever. Just type it in Google, log in with your BPS account, and then it should take you directly to the Naviance page. And then while I do that, and while you guys are doing that, I'm going to add Rashida and Naviance to the Google Drive. So yeah, so just go to your Naviance pages, add 2 or 3 schools. And then if you're having any issues, please let me know. So yeah, log into BPS Clever, and then add those schools to your Naviance list. And Fabian and Rashida, I just added you to the Google Drive, so it should be in your emails. Again, if you need help with the Naviance, um, go to BPS Clever, type in your BPS login, and then Naviance page should be there. If you need help adding schools, you click the colleges tab, colleges I am applying to, and then you click plus button, type in the schools. We'll give it about 2 more minutes, and then we'll move on to the next part of the course. All right, I'm going to share my screen again, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the college fair final project. So at the end of this course, so that's going to be during week 6, we are looking for you all to present on a college of your choice and basically teaching the rest of the class about the school. We're going to be using Google Slides. So you're going to be able to input whatever information that you need for the particular school. The goal of this project is to build your awareness of colleges as well as get you in the habit of, doing that research. Okay, no problem, Julia. But yeah, basically trying to get you to build that awareness of your colleges and get in the habit of doing research for those schools. And basically, we want you to be temporary experts about that particular college. The college presentation, so this is what it's going to look like. For this assignment, please choose a school you're interested in and learning more about. You will create a presentation about that college as if you were an admissions counselor at the school. Think about the type of questions you would ask an admissions counselor and answer them during the presentation. So some examples of these questions are, what is the average GPA for incoming students? What is the SAT or ACT requirement? Is it a Common App school? What are application deadlines? What is the average cost of attendance? What is the average financial aid package? Is this a resident or commuter campus? Are first-year students guaranteed housing? And there's a few more opportunities. Again, like we talked about today, you can use Naviance, you can use College Board to do research on those colleges. But the thing is, you just want to make sure that you have slides or a presentation with at least a few slides showcasing what you've learned about that particular school. If you have any comments or questions about that, we are going to be talking about that throughout the course of this course, basically. And we're going to take it in stages. So today was just the introduction to it. If you ever need help, trying to figure out what you were thinking about or any questions, looking up any information, you can reach out to either myself or Kamaya. But this is a project that we've been doing for a long time. This is a project that we are very proud to have as part of the senior seminar. And we want to make sure that you are able to do it the best that you can. And just to show you where you're going to be posting your final presentations in week 6, the short week, you can just add a new Google slide and then add your presentation in there. If you ever need to look at what is necessary for the presentation, or if you need anything, it's going to be in the week 1 folder. I'm actually going to move it back to the senior seminar, just main page. So the College Fair final project is going to be right here in the Google Drive. And basically, we just want to make sure that you are all prepared and you have the introduction, and we like to introduce it in the beginning of the summer. Are there any questions about the College Fair final project, or anything that you're worried about, or anything that you might want me to know about the final, about your ability to do the final project, or any questions at the moment? And again, just give me a yes or no, or just send me a no if you don't have any questions. I'm going to take your silence as a no. So finally, this last piece of today's session is talking about the assignment. So first, I want you to add 3 to 5 schools to your college list. It could be on your Common App, it could be on your Naviance, but there is a file in the folder called Assignment 3. And I want you to actually put it in here. So if you go to the Google Drive, if you go to Assignment 3, you'll see the assignment note right there. And then give 1 or 2 reasons why you chose a particular school. So just one school on that one. And there's an example in there if you need. But again, here is the link to that assignment. If you have any questions, please reach out to let me know. You should all have access to the Google Drive by now. And what I'll do is I'll actually just send the link again. So let me send it to everybody one more time. So the first link is the link to the assignment. The second link is the link to the Google Drive. Please make sure to bookmark it, save it, make sure that you have access to it. The assignments for this course are super important. We want to make sure that everyone is completing the assignments in a timely manner. And if you have any questions about getting access to the Google Drive, please let me know. As always, if you need me, my contact information is in the Google Drive as well as Kamaya's. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns. Thank you for joining us today for day 4. Tomorrow is going to be a way lighter day, so not too many, no real courses. It's going to be more fun with some activities, some other pieces. But again, please make sure you have access to the Google Drive. Please make sure that you finish the assignments. And for Rashida and Fabian, if you would like, please complete the first 2 assignments as well. They're all in the Google Drive. You can find them in the week 1 folders. But if you do not have any more questions or you don't have any more comments, enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you tomorrow.